Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me on this strange little stream that we will be doing. A whole lot of nothing. No plans. No plans. Late stream, yeah. Had some unavoidable life things pop up. Just gonna drop in for a little bit. Shoot the shit for a short amount of time. And yeah, we're here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Not sure if this is... I think this is quite possibly the worst time to stream on Twitch, I think. I think the least amount of people in the world are awake and can actually watch a stream. So, I don't know if this is a better time for anybody exactly, but if this is, and you can't usually pop in here, then I'm glad I could help you out on that. But yeah, we're just talking. What's going on? I added a bunch of new emotes yesterday. Been wanting to do it for a while, just hadn't really thought about it. We've got some new ones. We've got about 4 new ones, I think. What do we got? We got Basilit. We've got the Take a Bow Jeff, Actors, and Bald. Just a bald head for you. I think that Basilit one might go down as one of the best emotes on Twitch. I don't know. It's just my personal thoughts on the matter. Obviously used for whatever context you prefer. Yeah, that's definitely an all-timer right there. Make a Bruce Bulge one? You mean a bowling ball Bruce Bulge? Could be big. Could be big. It is pretty big. Yeah, I look, I think lightning in a bottle with the Basilit emote. I don't know if we're ever capturing like that ever again. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. How many emote slots do you have? So I have way more than I thought I did, because Twitch must have changed how many affiliates get. Or I don't know, maybe we've got more subs these days or something, I'm not sure, but if I look at the dashboard here, I can tell you exactly how many. If you want to suggest some as well, I kind of ran out of ideas while I was just haphazardly putting them together. But we've got like 1 follower emote slot open, 7 regular tier 1 slots open, 19 animated slots open, which is crazy. We've got 1 tier 2 open slot, 1 tier 3 open slot, a couple of bit tier ones for like 10k bits, 25k bits, 50k bits. There's a bunch open. I think in total we've got something like, yeah, over 30 slots available. So it's pretty good. Where is the fridge skiff? I have no idea what that means. But yeah, lots of emote slots open, so drop your recommendations. Maybe I'll remember. I did want to do a Brian Murphy one. I didn't know what the perfect representation of Brian would be. Oh, Mr. Freeze on the little boat. Yeah, that's massive, Panda. Yeah, that's great. I'm writing that down. That's a great animated one. But yeah, so just sort of like randomly started adding some yesterday, and they've made it like less of a pain in the ass to add new emotes for me, because it used to be the case that when I would add them, they would have to be reviewed first and then approved. But I've got the privilege now that I can just add them and they immediately go up without having to be reviewed. So as long as we don't add any like suspect ones, then we should be good. It legitimately says before you add one, like, hey, make sure you don't add anything crazy, because you will lose this privilege if we detect that it's like, I don't know, titties or something, you know, like they obviously they don't want you to do that, which is fair enough. But yeah, the scary thing is though, they're pretty strict, and they're a little bit strange with what they don't allow as emotes. Like, I've seen some really strange bannings over the years. I don't know if they've softened up on that or not, but yeah. Make one of Halv's chin. It's sharp as a knife. We just use the knife emoji. Are you just talking it? And by it, I obviously mean peanuts. Pretty much, man. Eyezayar, will you give my erotic VTuber friend a hello? His name is Alan. Alan, keep doing what you're doing. The people need you. I love take a bow, but also hate it. So, originally I was going to make it one emote, but Jeff being in one emote in that position is too hard to fit. He's so tiny when you do it. So, yeah, had to spruce it up with a little dual emote action, but I think it's worth it. I'm quite partial to actors as well. I think actors is underrated. I'm not sure what context we will use actors, but actors is still pretty big. I'm still liking that. What will be the next game since you beat Dark Souls? I'm not entirely sure just yet. I can't believe we're actually done Dark Souls now. Like that, I was so tired yesterday, it kind of didn't even register. But the game's done. And, like, it went pretty well. It would have been huge if we could have, Oh, my alerts are working.
Loving the new Told Fable of Bruce and Cat Lady.
Yes, I could actually hear the TTS and I could hear the sound effect and, oh, dude, this is massive. We've really come a long way. Thanks a lot, Madwit. Thanks for the 100 bits, dude. Appreciate it. The new Told Fable of Bruce and Cat Lady. Telltale's been great. I wanted to play today, but I don't want to play it at an unusual time. We'll just wait till tomorrow. Hopefully. Life gets in the way sometimes. It's kind of interesting, though. I've been streaming 140-something days in a row now, and there's only been a handful of times where life has gotten in the way enough to make me stream at an inconvenient time, you know? Only a handful, maybe like 5 or 6 days, maybe a combined week's worth of unusual days, which is pretty damn good. Did you see anything about Multiversus updates? I was actually kind of considering maybe playing that as a one-off on stream at some when it releases. It kind of looked really fun. I played the original one, I guess it was in beta or something, the original release, before they took it away, and I quite enjoyed it as somebody who's never really played Smash before, so I might give it a look. The new characters look pretty cool. I'm not into that type of game very much, but it looked kind of interesting. Maybe play as Brood one time or something. Very casual fan here. You looking forward to the not E3 but still kind of E3 season? Do you mean like the Game Awards and stuff? When do they usually do that? E3 being gone is crazy. When I was a kid, I used to be like, I'm going to go to E3 one day. I used to watch this show. I don't know if you have it anywhere else in the world, but this Australian gamer show called Good Game Spawn Point. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and they would discuss, like, imagine it's just like a gaming news show, but kind of spruced up for kids. It was really entertaining. They had like great hosts on there and stuff. It was a pretty big hit here in Australia when I was a kid. And I was like, oh yeah, E3 sounds fucking crazy. You gotta understand, in Australia, especially when I was a kid, like I'm not that old, don't get me wrong, but we take like an extra 5 to 10 years to catch on to like trends at all, or at least for things to get funded here. So conventions and E3 adjacent stuff was kind of uncommon here, and still kind of is, but much more 10 years ago, or a little bit longer than that. So E3 seemed like this far away mystical thing, right? And they would discuss what happened at E3 or whatever, and I would be like, oh, I'm gonna go to E3 one day, it's gonna be sick. Well, E3 is dead now, so I guess that's another childhood dream thrown in the fucking blender. Switch on and watch it go. But anyway, Good Game Spawn Point. Well, surely I can find a clip. Maybe there's like a UK... I imagine there would be like a UK version. Let me see here. Oh, is this still going? Oh, maybe they're trying to like revive it or something. This was it. Wait, is this it? Nah, they've done all these like revivals and stuff. Give me the original. Give me that original sauce. Sauce, if you will. I think they've gone through this whole trying to like rebrand it into a YouTube series or something. I'm thinking like around 2010 era. Yeah, season 1. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Hold on a moment. Get a load of this. This is peak. This is peak. Every day after school, this was my jam. Let me put you on some game here. This was it. Jesus. Too many memories. Huge. Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever watched like internet comment etiquette or anything like that. But that's what this always reminds me of. So, Good Game Spawn Point, they have 2 main hosts. They had this fucking robot as like a, I don't know, a recurring gag. Like a recurring character. What was his name? Fucking Jeff or something? I don't know. I don't want to show too much of it because, again, I'm not trying to compete with Asmongold here. But this is the general gist of it.
Good Game Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Marjo.
And I'm Hex, and today...
Wait, what's his name?
I am Darren.
Darren, not fucking... What did I say? Dave. I can't remember. Yeah, so it was great. It was really good. I think I remember hearing of the... Did I hear of the Arkham games from these guys? I might have. They had a slightly more adult version, called Good Game instead of Good Game Spawn Point, and they would talk about like slightly more mature games and stuff. I remember them like reviewing GTA 5 before I even got to properly play it. It has that kind of like 2010s, early 2010s sort of swag to it, you know? They had like a news segment and stuff. Oh yeah, holy shit. All right, hang on. I got to show you this, right? They had this Q&A segment. I don't know how we got here, but I'm just going to roll with it. They had this Q&A segment, right? Where you could send in gaming questions to these people. Hex and Barjo, they were the presenters. I think both of them stream on Twitch these days, which is pretty cool. And I think they're both pretty involved with like the gaming industry in general. I haven't super caught up with them, but they were always really entertaining. They kind of like elevated to some extent my interest in games when I was younger. This was a pretty big deal as a show as a kid. But anyway, you could send them questions. I remember sending questions. I could barely make an email when I was a child though, so who knows if I even did it correctly. But and I used to eagerly wait to see if it would be like answered. I think you had to email like some website. I can't remember. But it used to blow my mind. And the gaming questions, I remember just looking back on it, I think they were like things that you just Google these days, but this was a slightly different time, I guess. Not everybody grew up with a tablet in front of their face.
Okay, it's Ask Good Game time, where you ask and we answer.
First up on the Askatron, we've got Ziggy from Melbourne.
I'm playing Lego Star Wars.
Oh, Lego mentioned this is huge.
And I was told by a friend that you can go to Lego City. Is that true?
Like,
and if
like
so,
look at
how?
these questions, man. What? Come on, Ziggy. What the fuck kind of question is that, dude? You can go to Lego City and Lego Star Wars? Who hit you in the head with a brick yesterday? What happened? You've woken up with a severe concussion. You know you're not meant to sleep with concussions, goddammit.
Most certainly is true. To get there, you'll need to earn yourself 10 gold bricks.
Wait, what? Wait, is this a thing?
Hard. Then you just build the door in the bonus area, and you've unlocked Lego City. Simple as that.
The real challenge here, though, is getting yourself 1 million studs, which should keep you busy.
Okay, sorry, Ziggy. My fucking mistake. I had no idea this was a thing. Jesus Christ. I guess Ziggy was putting us on some game. My mistake. My mistake.
For a little while. Next, we've got
Hell
this one
yeah,
from
dude.
Sally in Perth.
That's crazy.
I have 2 brothers and a sister and a Wii console, but most of the games only give us 3 save slots. What can we do?
Well, the good news is there is a solution. The bad news is you're gonna need an SD card.
Yeah, you can actually back up your saved
Oh man,
data.
this is actually more useful than I remember it being. This is crazy. But yeah, you know, they would like review games and then they would do some IRL interviews and stuff. It was a great show. I feel like a show like this probably, I don't know, it probably wouldn't really be that popular with kids anymore. I guess you can find a lot of this kind of stuff on YouTube these days with the same sort of vibe. But this had a very wholesome vibe, you know? It's had a real, like, I don't know. It felt very pure. Even when they would, like, review, even their slightly more adult one, it was like, it had such a good vibe to it, you know? I guess, yeah, YouTube kind of crushed this general format for TV shows and stuff. It was great stuff. Anyway, a big fixture of my, childhood. Waiting for it to come on. Do a parody video of this? There's nothing to parody. This is serious business. They were single-handedly shaping childhoods out here. Darren the robot, eh? That's huge. Hello, I just got here. Good to see you, Samuel. Thanks for jumping in, dude. But yeah, there was some honestly some great shows on when I was young, stuff like that. There was another one. There was some. I swear there was another gaming related thing that started to pop up. There was like a transitional period where it went from, there was a bunch of like children's TV networks in Australia that were doing really well, and then I don't know, the age of the internet just really came into full effect and just crushed it all. Do I like raw ramen? Nah, I was never a raw noodles kind of kid at school. I had friends who used to have raw noodles and they would just like eat the flavoring and stuff. Kind of disturbing behavior. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like noodles, don't get me wrong, but good to see you, Bread. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, nah. Raw noodles, no. I did have a little phase there where I had a friend in like grade 5 or something, and they would always bring noodles to school dry, but they would only want to eat the noodles, and so I would just eat the flavoring. But that was a strange time in my life that I'd rather not, you know, that's a dark, dark place you gotta be in to do stuff like that. So I'd rather not revisit that. You never done a line of beef flavor? Nah, see, that's not on the cards. That's not on the cards for me. You know, I was always on the fence about dry noodles, to be honest. There used to be like a myth going around that it gave you worms. I don't know if that was just specifically at my school or not, but yeah, that was definitely a thing. Maybe it's an Australian thing. Any Aussies in here used to get told that? Don't eat raw noodles, it'll give you worms. One of the biggest fears, it seemed, that parents would use on their children is you'll get worms if you eat that. That's actually very common. It's all about worms, dude. I don't know what happened. I don't know what cultural sort of significance that has for us, but it's always fucking worms, man. Worms. So nondescript as well. Just the elusive worm. Some kids used to sell fidget spinners, even though they were banned. Oh my god. Oh, they're criminals. They're criminals. We need to throw them away. Fidget spinners. See, that's past my time. The popular, like, toy when I was in primary school and stuff was, like, Beyblades. And they had to ban those for a while. And then they brought them back. But it was always, like, a waxing, waning thing. It depends how many fights break out that week over Beyblades. Beyblades were class. Yeah, I was never super into them, but it was always fun seeing a kid just walk around with a fucking, like, giant box, which was his arena, and just have kids battle it out on the lunch break. Did your parents tell you about the big man who would take you away? No, I can't say they did. Can't say they did. Do you microwave Uncrustables? I don't even know what an Uncrustable is. My parents made me eat worming chocolate. Oh, so you must have had raw noodles first. You got infected with the worms, dude. My school banned Pokemon cards because of people complaining about trades. By the time they were unbanned, no one cared. Yeah, those trends, they go out of fashion quick. It's, packaged peanut butter and jelly? Yeah, see, peanut butter and jelly is not a thing here at all. I think, like, the general public is sort of disgusted by that here. Acceptable sandwich stuff is, like, one condiment at a time. Like, with butter, maybe. Butter and Vegemite. Peanut butter. Jam. But it can't go together. It's a travesty. My school banned match attacks, football/soccer trading cards. Yeah, it's always like anything you can trade, it has to go, because what ends up happening is just like war breaks out over various trade deals. It's very political. PB&J is great. PB&J sounds really, it must be my Australian DNA just has like a, I'm repulsed by it. It sounds like the worst thing ever. Like, I really like peanut butter on its own, and I really like jam on its own, but I'm not putting both of them together. What the fuck kind of shit is that? That's insane. What do you put on your pancakes? If I'm having pancakes, the best combo for me is like pancakes, vanilla ice cream, syrup, strawberries, banana, blueberry. I think that's about as good as it gets. I think that's about as good as it gets. Am I wrong for having mayonnaise on sandwiches? On its own, it's a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie to you. But, I wouldn't arrest you if I saw it, you know? I wouldn't report you to the authorities if I saw it. What kind of movie-ass pancake is that? I don't have pancakes very often. If I'm gonna have pancakes, it's gonna be a special event. It's gonna be a notable time, you know? I'm not just having a pancake with a bit of syrup sprinkled on the top of it. What are we doing here? Have you ever had peanut butter and cheese? Now we're just getting silly. Now we're stepping into lifetime imprisonment territory. Make a PB&J right now? No, I'm never doing that. I'm never doing that. I don't want anything to do with it. It sounds sickening. Because the consistency of both the peanut butter and the jam going together is nah. Nah, I'm afraid not. By the way, the other day I talked about southern banana sandwich. You said honey, but a southern banana sandwich is banana and mayo. That's among the most disturbing things I've ever read. Yeah, I'm not big on that. I gotta know, do you fuck with Rockstar Games Midnight Club? I think I definitely played a Midnight Club back in the day, and I quite liked it. I think it was LA. Let me see. Yeah, it was. I played Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition, or maybe the regular edition, who could really say. I wasn't a big racing game guy, I never really have been, but there's a couple that stick out to me. Midnight Club, from what I can remember, was pretty good, but the big ones for me was like Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Carbon, and what was that? Driver San Francisco was absolutely fucking incredible. And there was one other racing game that I used to play. Gran Turismo. I think it might have been... It was one of them that was on PS2. Those were my racing games, mostly. Again, not super into the genre, but those were the ones. What Gran Turismo game would it have been? It might have been 3? Hang on, let me see. What ones are on PlayStation 2? Let me see here. Maybe it was 4 by the looks of it. Possibly. I don't know. Actually, no, because Gran Turismo 3 has an insane OST. Yeah, it must have been 3 with this. Like, listen to this. Listen to that shit. This is like some unbelievable This is an unbelievable score from front to back. I'm gonna play through a couple. Listen to this. Like, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing with ourselves? What are we doing with ourselves here? Listen to that. I want you to actually open your ears and listen to that for a second. Like, I think I could live off that. There's enough sustenance in that for me to live forever, I think. A lot of these songs were used in the Lego Batman ranking video, you're right. I think I used at least like 3 of them. How could I resist? Every single one. I don't think there's a skip on this album. It's a 35-track album. Is there a single skip? Ah, I don't think so. License Center goes unbelievably hard. Listen to this. I've got a couple of Gran Turismo 3 tracks on the stream playlist. This one's like actually who uses this a lot? Somebody I watch uses this a lot. It might be Dark Viper. I think I've heard this used a lot. Machine Test is unbelievable. I'm not going to go through all 35, but I don't think there's a single skip. Unbelievable. Anyway, crazy stuff. You know what other game has a really good soundtrack? Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. Now let's talk about Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. I'm gonna play that on stream one day, and I don't care if literally 3 people are here the entire time. I gotta play it on stream at some point. The only problem is that emulating it is quite difficult because I think the emulation copy is like broken and has been for a long time, and because it's not a super popular game, it hasn't been updated. Because it worked for a bit. Last time I played it was on an emulator. I played through like half of it or something, and it just became so glitchy that I couldn't stand it. And then yeah, totally broke, so who knows. Need advice on something? Every day people at school won't stop spreading god-awful rumors about me. The amount of appalling shit that gets said about me is insane. What can I do about this? Hard to say without knowing your exact situation. I don't want to give you some misguided advice. But I can tell you now, unless you've done something to warrant these rumors, which I'm going to assume you haven't, it literally means nothing. It literally does not mean anything. People who want to spread rumors about people, especially if they're completely baseless, are bored, they don't like themselves, and the only thing that they can possibly think of to fill the void is to lie about other people. So, I would recommend trying to cultivate a mindset where you don't even get angry at those people, you just pity them, because they are to be pitied. If anybody actually outwardly lies about somebody, I think they're among the most, shout out crewmate by the way, among the most pathetic people, and I think that they should be pitied. Don't give them the energy of being like, oh, I'm gonna get you back, buddy. I'm gonna get you. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You just gotta be like, you know what? Actually, I would recommend not even speaking to them, but in your own mind, you gotta be like, I actually feel sorry for this person. This guy is clearly, he's not right. He's going through something. The more that you like, even entertain the idea of what they're doing, the more it sticks, you know. But again, this is assuming it's completely baseless. I'm gonna assume that it is, because usually it is, you know. But yeah, I don't know your exact position, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I think that's just a good general rule. I've been pretty lucky. Like when I went through school, I was mostly under the radar, had a good group of friends, didn't really deal with too much stuff like that. I think everybody goes through it at some point to some extent, but what is your must-play games for everyone? That's tough, because my favorite games and the ones that I think are must-plays for everyone, I guess would be kind of different if I really thought about it. I think, like, if you're just, let's go on a baseline that you're interested in gaming in general, you're willing to try different stuff, and you're not a complete beginner, I would say, like, there's a ton of must-play games. I'll try and go different genres. I think, like, any Souls game, you got to try at least once. You have to go through that first-time experience of when a Souls game clicks, because it's not going to click when you start them, and that's kind of the interesting thing. Like, you go into them and it's this, especially guideless or mostly guideless, just go in there and feel what it's like, that moment where everything slides into place and all of a sudden you're awake, right? Shout out Walter White, you're awake. So any Souls game, I think I started with Bloodborne. I think that for a first experience was extremely soul crushing, but again, that moment where it all pieces together and you get it is kind of unrivaled. Like, I don't think anything in the gaming space really matches up to that feeling. It's very, very unique, because the game has to be so unforgiving and soul crushing for that feeling to really come through. I think, like, man, another all-timer is probably like a must-play for me. I'm just looking through here, trying to think. You know, I'd say Fallout New Vegas is... These are very basic answers, of course, but I'm thinking of, like, my all-timers. Like, if I could sit somebody down who is familiar with gaming, but looking to go a bit deeper and experience, like, the best of the best. I really do think, for all its faults, New Vegas is a great game for that type of situation. You sit down to that for the first time, you just get wrapped up in the atmosphere, especially on, like, your first and second playthrough. It's there's so much juice. You just feel like the world's at your fingertips. Minecraft is kind of a must-play as well. Yeah, that's true. Not for me personally. I don't love Minecraft. It never really clicked with me all that much. I've gone through Minecraft phases, but it's not something I rave over. But I do think it's on that list of, like, that game works for a lot of people. There's a reason it's, like, one of the most popular of all time. Man, I haven't played Max Payne 3, but I would say I played Max Payne 1 and 2 when I was a kid, and I would think I was young enough to where I probably shouldn't have been playing it, because I barely remember, but the atmosphere of those games and the dreadful vibe that they give off, I will never forget, and I think they are among my must-plays as well. If I could... I remember more of Max Payne 1 than 2, but if I could sit somebody down and go play this and just watch them the entire time, observe them like some sort of science experiment, Max Payne's definitely on that list. There's some sections in that game where, yeah, that's definitely one. I'm yet to play 3, which is kind of a shame, but one day I will. How many is that? 3? Another must play. I'll list at least 5. You know what I think a great a little bit more out of the box one is it's still immensely popular, but in terms of, like, arcadey roguelikes, I think Binding of Isaac is fucking amazing. Binding of Isaac, I played, like, all the beta versions or some of the early versions back when it was getting passed around on a USB stick. At my school, but I actually sat down and played all through Rebirth. I didn't have Repentance, but I played through Rebirth, like, last year, and there's not many games where especially these days, where I've clocked 100 hours on it, and that is one of them. I truly think that's probably one of the best sort of arcadey roguelikes out there. Is it a must play? I don't know, but I think it's really awesome. Again, I'm trying to think of, like, an experienced-ish gamer, if you could recommend them, just, like, they were familiar with the medium enough to where you could pretty much recommend them anything. I think that game's amazingly high quality, and it's got so much replay value as well. Hey, see you later, Bread. Thanks for dropping in, dude. LA Noire. It's been so long since I played LA that I don't even know if if it would be on that list for me. I think it's got a really unique gameplay loop though, so especially for the time, so maybe. I need to replay that, it's been a long time. Would I say the Arkham games are must-plays? I love them, but are they must-plays? I think the formula is really fun. I think Arkham City is so well crafted. Like, they all are, but City in particular could be one. Again, these are just some of my favorite games in particular. That's strange, Emerald. That's very strange. Jesus. Opinions on Telltale Batman? It's been really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. Would I put any Lego games on the list? I'm not really sure. I think Emerald just got banned. Emerald almost got banned, but he's lucky because I'm Oh, did I just time him out for 600 seconds? Did I do that? Alright, well, I was gonna say he's lucky because I don't know how to ban people. You know what the crazy part is you can say just about anything in this chat, but I get strange vibes from some people who come in and haven't said anything and then just say something like that. You can say just about anything here. I'm pretty lenient. There's some streamers who, you know, and they're within their right to do so. People say strange shit, and I'm okay with that. This is kind of like a giant room where we all, no, obviously racism isn't allowed, but you know what I mean. Like, you can come in here, you can get a little wacky with it. I don't mind. There's a line though. There's a line where it's purely vibes based too. So, Emerald, I don't know what you meant by that, but it was crazy enough of a statement to get my attention. But yeah, like I don't watch a lot of Twitch these days. I don't watch a whole lot of live streams, but man, I've been in some streams where people like get timed out for poop joke. You say a poop joke, you're out of here, buddy. Get the hell out of here. I think you can ban people by banning their names. I've never really exercised my powers. I gotta be careful. We can't get too power hungry out here. We can't get too power drunk. I can't remember whose stream it was. There's one instance I remember. I was watching a stream and somebody made like a dad poop joke and they were gone. they just disappeared with them and their message within about 5 seconds. It was the most inoffensive dad poop joke I've ever seen in my life. We never saw him again. Laters, brother. Can't believe this happened. Where were we anyway? Doug bans D's nuts jokes. Again, you have to kind of be like, you have to kind of be familiar with the person's chat and like the environment in general, but, because I don't know, maybe he's had such a wave of D's nuts jokes for like 3 years in a row that it's so painfully unfunny at that point that he just can't handle it anymore. You know, I guess I would kind of get it there. Do you know if anyone's banned on your channel? I think there's like 2 people banned from the Twitch, and it's people who came in here and said the N-word just out of no, similar to what Old Mate did there, but with the N-word. Just some real like out of pocket, out of nowhere, no context, just jumping in. But very few people have been banned on this stream. Again, I like there being like a variety of people in here. I like as long as you're respectful and you're not saying some real like off the wall creepy stuff, or you're, I don't know, insulting people, you're good. I want there to be a variety of people here. And I'm lucky because, you know, the stream's still small enough where I can I don't have to cultivate it too closely, you know? There's usually a good group of people here, you know, various different senses of humor, and I get to corrupt that with words like plib and plied, and that's just that's a great That's a great experience. But anyway, yeah, in terms of games of all time, I think, like, I could probably name, like, 20. Like, Red Dead 2, for example. Red Dead 2 and Red Dead 1, I didn't even list. GTA 5, I mean, anybody... I feel like anybody could like that. You know, who's gonna hate GTA 5 when they play it? Or really, any GTA game, for that matter. Oh, well, maybe except for, like, the really early ones, but... you know. Could I say... Nah, you know, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to whip out the controversial gaming opinions. I was gonna say, like, I feel almost like, at the time, Assassin's Creed 2 was, like, a must-play for me. But because I hold Assassin's Creed 2 pretty close to my heart, but it's been a really long time, and I think that formula's kind of been beaten to death at this point. But I really do love Assassin's Creed 2. To be honest with you, I really love Assassin's Creed 1 through Brotherhood, but 2 in particular hits something. And I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game past Black Flag, but I didn't even play that much Black Flag. The last Assassin's Creed game I finished was Revelations. And I was kind of... Even by that point, I was kind of... I had my fill, you know? Revelations, the hook blade is so fun. I just think... I do remember having a really good time with Revelations, but by the time I got to Revelations, it was slipping out of all time for me and more into, like, this is a decent game. I like it. It's fun. But there was something about that run of AC1 to Brotherhood, which was really special, I think. I also didn't love the location of Revelations all that much. Would I ever eat a poison sandwich? That's a hard one, man. I'd have to really mull that one over. Half-Life 1 or 2 is a must-play. I'm so angry at myself that I played, I think, about, like, 40% of Half-Life 1. It was the first game. No, it was the second game I played on my PC when I got it. And, stuff just got in the way. It was around the time that, like, Bruce and Robert started having its time in the sun, I think. So I was, like, I really focused in there. But I'm mad at myself that I never finished it because, I should have... It was such a great game, and I was having such a good time with it, and I'll never get that first 40% again, you know? I need to go back and replay it. And actually finish it as well, because it was... For such an old game, I couldn't help but think the entire time, like, why is this so good? It had such a unique feeling to it. It was I got up to the helicopter part, if you're wondering. I think I've told this story before, but... would you play Tori 3D? I've got no idea what that is. I'm not big on platformers in particular, but I'm not against them. Tori 3D. This looks sweet. See, this vibe, though, is something I've never really dived into. Again, I don't feel like I've played that many games when I really... Like, there's some people out there who are finishing games, like, a game a week or something. Anybody like that in here? I'm kind of jealous because you get this really wide and current scope of everything. Yeah, I've played some great games, and I have a pretty big gamer resume just for... Yeah, I've been playing games pretty consistently since I was young, but I definitely know of some people who are gamer weekers, you know? Gamer Fortnite. Worst game I've played? I don't know technically what the worst is, but I don't know. I'm pretty careful with what I play. Sometimes I need to take more risks, but you know what? I think one of the worst games I ever played was Watch Dogs Legion, and I tried to give it a chance as well because I was really excited by the the prospect of being able to play as anyone and everything that goes along with the marketing of that game. I thought it was going to be kind of cool, and I bought it on release, which is a fucking stupid thing to do. We've spoken about this before, but I'm too old to be buying Ubisoft games on day one. It was the last day one purchase I ever made. Besides, that's not true. I have definitely made a day one purchase since then, but what was it? I can't remember what it was. It was... Okay. Outside of, like, work-related stuff, like... Because I did buy Lego Star Wars on release, but I knew I was making videos out of that, so that doesn't goddamn count. Ended up being a pretty good game, at least. Have I bought anything else on release since then? I don't think I have. I've been a good boy. I don't do it anymore. Oh, wait. Did I buy Baldur's Gate 3? No, that wasn't on release. Good boy. I bought it full price, though. But it was worth it. MK11, no, that was before Watch Dogs Legion. Nah, yeah, see, Watch Dogs Legion was so bad that it actually put me off buying games day one. I haven't done it for, like, recreational purposes since, and I haven't done it for even, like, YouTube-related stuff more than, like, once or twice. More than once with Lego Star Wars. Ubisoft is just a mess. Watch Dogs Legion was, like... I played some of it on stream when it first came out. I was planning on making something out of it. I was just excited by the prospect of everything that you could do. Oh god, Emerald, I'm sorry. Wait, you might not be joking there. Still, wild. I don't know you, Emerald, or I don't know your intention. I don't know your intentions. If that was a quote, I apologize. You know, it just took me, it took me by surprise. You just appeared as one of those people who dropped in to say something just wild. and sometimes those people have to go, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry, dude. It was out there, alright? I reserve my right, but misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. You're forgiven. Just strange is all. And I look kind of weird if I don't immediately act on that, okay? Anyway. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Watch Dogs Legion. So I bought it and I played it on stream, and immediately I could tell, this is, I don't know about this. And then I played a considerable amount of it in my spare time, and I think I gave that game about 25 to 30 hours of my life, and it was moving nowhere. It was moving absolutely fucking nowhere. I remember getting to a point where we were taking down this gangster organization. I can't even remember. We were at a construction site. All of this is pretty nondescript because the entire game is nondescript. Nothing interesting or of note ever actually really happens. At least from what I played. And, hey, thanks, Dom.
You should have known Legion was gonna be bad. It's set in the UK.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shout, you know, but the location could have been awesome. Actually, the location was a really alluring part of that game, all jokes aside, but they fumbled it. Thanks for the 100, dude. But anyway, yeah, so we're at a construction site, and I took out yet another, like, group of enemies who were there to get some data file to do some bullshit, and I just had a moment, and I don't usually have these sorts of moments with games where I really sat there and I was like, I cannot do any more of this. I know that the next 30 hours of this game is going to be the exact same. Pretty much no change, and I stopped playing it. Naturally. And that's the last game that I bought on release. Even if I know a game's going to be good, even if I can feel it in my bones, I'm going to make exceptions for very, very little. Like, if they... Like, GTA 6, I'll probably buy that on release, right? I feel like that's enough of a spectacle and a pretty sure bet that it's at least going to be interesting. But even for games that I'm really excited for, like, I have such a backlog that I don't really buy games full price, even if they look like they're going to be good as a general rule. Like, there's just not really any need for it. Games are like $120 in Australia on release now. You know, AAA games. I got no reason for that. I've got decades worth of games that I've missed and that are amazing, and stuff that I want to replay as well, that there's just no reason to do it. There's sales all the time. New games go on sale in like the first couple of months a lot of the time these days, especially if they're not like 10 out of 10s, you know. There's just no reason to do it. Are you going to play Multiversus when it drops May 28th? It's possible. I was considering it. It looks pretty good. Baldur's Gate, I'm pretty sure I bought soon after release. But not on release. I did buy it for full price, but again, that was one of the few exceptions of me doing that. I think, like, at the end of the day, it's your decision what you do with your money, but I think I got burnt so badly by Watch Dogs Legion, and I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was, at how terrible it actually was for a full-priced video game, that it was the lesson I needed, you know? It was the lesson I needed. I'm surprised that Baldur's Gate 3 did an early access thing. Is that, like... What was that like? How much of the game was actually available during that? Like the first area or something? GTA 6 no kill challenge? I don't think so, dubious. One is enough on my plate that I'm still trudging through, small step by small step. I amassed 18 games in my Steam library that I have to play, that I'm just not buying anything. Anytime a Steam sale happens, usually something of interest to me, be it new or old, pops up. I don't even have a particularly large Steam library. I've got like 63 games, and I think like one of those is Blender, so 62. And some of them aren't for me as well. So I've probably got a good like 50 games or 55 games in the Steam library here, and I'm not running out of good things to play anytime soon. I have your whole Steam library saved. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, hang on. I've showed my Steam library before. Yeah, nothing bad there. Just good, wholesome stuff like Toy Story 3. And what's another good one here? What's another good one? Among Us. Still downloaded after all this time. It's fucking embarrassing. Nobody should have Among Us installed in 2024. In May, no less. What are we doing here? Yeah. Good. I've got a pretty nice looking Steam library, I would say. Some good stuff in there. Hey, thanks a lot, Burner. Thanks for the 5 months, man. Appreciate it, dude. Good to see you. Good to see you. 5 months is crazy. And that's tier 3 as well. What the hell? Burner, what are you doing? Dude, I need to put a tier 3 emote in. I think you'll be like the only one. Let me see. You're the only one, I think. Wait, where does it tell me how many people have these? It doesn't tell me how many viewers. You're among the only ones. Shout out, imposter. You're among the only ones who would have access to it. You deserve it. Appreciate the support, man. That's crazy. Thank you very much. Do I get paid for my hand in making these emotes? You want to know the crazy thing, Desi? Is before I even saw your tweet, I was uploading my Jeff one that I painstakingly just fucking cut out. And then I go over to Twitter and Desi has already cut them out and posted them by the time I'm already there. So I was like, so now I've just gone on Photoshop and cut this fucking bastard of an image out. It's a real bastard to cut out, by the way. Like, really, really annoying. Yeah. So I could have had it done for me. But I didn't, because I'm an idiot. And try not to look at Twitter that much. which, you know what, has really helped my mental health. Try and do it. I'm still not perfect. Sometimes I get caught scrolling. But, definitely feeling better since my days of, you know, even an hour of Twitter consumption. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game of all time. I hear Resident Evil 4 is awesome. That's another one on my list I really need to play. Like, really, really want to play that one. I almost want to skip all the others just to play 4, because a lot of the things that I've seen and heard of about 4 is, man, it sounds awesome. It sounds like right up my alley. I watched a playthrough of Resident Evil 2 a long time ago. Can not really remember the story or anything, but sort of remember the general vibe. My payment? Desi, listen. Your payment is in entertainment. Can you pay bills with entertainment? We'll see. We'll see. Let's change the economy. OG Resident Evil 4 is just fantastic. Is there any ill will towards Resident Evil 4 remake compared to the original? Because it seems pretty unanimously loved. I don't know if I've seen anything bad about it. Even the remake is fantastic. Do you reckon they stand out enough to warrant playing them independently? It's definitely on my list. I'll definitely get to it at some point. Give me the Eyezayar channel. You know, I kind of there's a lot of stuff I need to get to, and I'm disgustingly behind everything that I'm meant to be completing this year, but I want to do something with the Eyezayar channel, and what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to completely delete all the clips off it and start it fresh. The only reason I'm kind of scared to do that is because I'm not sure how horribly it's gone algorithmically, like, taints the channel in any way. Like, I'm not sure if it's permanently fucked algorithmically or not. YouTube can never seem to really give a straight answer on that. But I think I'm going to wipe the entire thing so that I can have that and then make a separate clips channel, or not, I don't know, but some sort of archive for them. Maybe I can just put them in a giant playlist on the VODs channel or something, just so if you really want to watch clips that badly. And then do something else with the Eyezayar channel. I don't know, some sort of secondary content of some sort. I don't really know. We'll see. The Eyezayar channel has potential. It's just I can't even keep up with my main rate of output at this point. Been a very, very slow process on that front. Like, very slow. I was actually elated to see GTA 6 get delayed, which I know is kind of sad, but I was like, okay, I'll take it. That's good. That's real good. That's real good. I'll take it. I can't be mad at that. The VODs channel was so bus when I first discovered it. Yeah, VODs, you know, I almost took the VODs channel down because, I'm not going to lie to you, I think it's probably horrible for, well, maybe not horrible. I debate how much it could affect the main channel. Anytime that an Eyezayar VODs video gets suggested in place of a potential Eyezayar video that would have been suggested, I get a little bit like, is this hurting me in some way? Because there's a video posted there every single day. The viewership is very small on them by design. It's meant to be, you know, if you're in the know about the VODs, then you're in the know. I like it for archive purposes, and I'm glad that people can catch the streams and not have to use Twitch's video player, and I think that's great. I did consider unlisting all of them, keeping the playlists there for people to watch, but only in the playlist section, so that they wouldn't be mass recommended, or not mass recommended, but recommended in general. But I'm kind of just letting it ride right now, especially since I've been ridiculously inconsistent once again. I've been consistent with the streaming, and I am working on things every day, but in terms of releasing things, it's gone back to basically how it was. So I'm just kind of letting it ride for now, and The channel's not monetized or anything, and I probably should monetize it. Especially, you know, like, it barely make anything, but, you know, there's no reason not to, I don't know, like, let the person who runs the channel just, you know, take at least a portion of the revenue or something. It'd make like $6 a month, but, you know, just as a general sentiment, I should probably look into doing that. But in general, yeah, I thought about completely getting rid of it because I'm not sure how it affects the wider recommendation of, like, I hate putting it this way, but my brand, I guess. But I'm letting it ride. I think it's cool. I think it's a great archive. I think it's a cool thing. It's even nice for me to be able to go through all of the footage and just kind of see how the stream's looking. I hate using Twitch's video player. I really can't fucking stand it. And so this is a nice way of me being like, oh, what happened in that stream again? I can click into it, find a moment. If I'm looking through footage or something, it's easier to scrub through here. It's good. It's real good. You have not seen Twitch Mobile? What do you mean? I have. I use it all the time. I hate it. It sucks. I don't know what they're doing with the video player on there, but it sucks. Twitch Mobile is awful. Yeah, it's disgusting, dude. Trust me, I know. It sucks. Anytime I want to look at my stream summary and it's on Twitch Mobile, I get tempted to run to my desktop even if I'm out of the fucking house. Hey, thanks a lot, Josh. Good to see you, man. I'm doing good, dude. Just some life stuff popping up, as it sometimes does. Hope work's going well for you. Thanks, man. I suppose, can't fucking speak. I'm surprised that you're not more popular because of the quality of your content. That's very sweet, Kilgore, but I can tell you the reason, and it's self-inflicted. It's because I don't release shit. You want to know something crazy? I'm very lucky to even have an audience at this point, I'll tell you that. Very, very lucky. I should not, really. I will say I've made some things that I think are good. I'm proud of a lot of the things that I've released. I'm proud of just about everything I've released, with very few exceptions. They're always the best thing that I possibly could have made at that time. And I'm proud of it. But there's not enough. It's not. It's, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What, 5 videos in the last, like, 5 months at this point? It's just not enough to really, you know, propel. And a lot of the times where, and I'm not complaining, by the way, completely self-inflicted here. This is not like a pity party. I'm just saying this is a reality of it, you know, like, and then the year before that, I released like 2 or 3 videos. It just can't happen. Even if, you know, I think those videos were great, but it just can't happen like that. You can't really do that and expect to take off. Especially because a lot of the things that I make are a part of series. They're not like the type of video that's likely to just get 1 million views or millions of views if it does manage to catch in the algorithm, and then sort of like... The thing is it's like, I'm not exactly one of those channels that releases something high quality every couple of months and then it pops off to an insane degree. You know, it's not like, okay, yeah, he only uploads 3 times a year, but when he does, it gets like 5 million plus views or something like that. Nor am I saying that anything I make is really warranting that, but I'm just saying it's not what the channel is, because most of what I make is a part of a series, something long running, something that's hard to jump into on the spot for a new viewer. I'm just really appreciative that it seems that what I have made over the years has resonated somewhat, because there is a lot of people who really seem to enjoy the stuff that I make, and who continue to support it, and I'm beyond flattered by that. It's been like constant, you know. I've always had people who interact with me in that way, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing. I appreciate it. This stream is peak quality. I appreciate that. Thanks, dude. Yeah, no, that's true, Code Kane. I've put a lot of effort in this year, and tried to avoid making the same mistakes that I've made in previous years, and things are going well. I'm really happy. I've streamed like a bunch of days in a row, and I think that's pretty cool. It's gone good. But just to answer the question of why the channel isn't more popular, why it's not like exploding in growth anymore or anything like that, it's really just down to inconsistency, you know. It's funny because I've been watching so long that I have nostalgia for season 1 of Bruce and Robert. That I have nostalgia for that too. It's crazy. See, all of that to say, I don't know, upload enough. That's definitely it. In the nicest way possible, I kind of like that you have a smaller audience because we really get a chance to connect with you, and the same the other way around. There's definitely benefits to having a more tight-knit group. I definitely like streaming on Twitch a lot. I've spoken about this before. Probably will stream on YouTube as well at some point in the future, but it's cool to just, you know, you get to... I see names here and I recognize them, you know? Like, you don't really get that with massive streams. We had a big conversation about this a long time ago. Like, would I trade that for thousands of viewers? Of course I would. I mean, like, you can still maintain some... You can still recognize people, especially people who have been around for a long time. You can still have those interactions, but I mean, it's like an amazing thing to have thousands of viewers on something that you're working on, or you always want to entertain more people. I think if you're in this, like, business, I guess, entertaining more people is always the more positive thing. That's always what you're looking to do. Dude, we can get to the top of Bold that way. Like, what are we doing here? Is 2.5 years considered a bit of an old viewer? Of course. 100%. Dude, do we have a... Oh my god, we got a bot. I think we've made it. Everybody shut up. What are we talking about? We long made it. Carved Country 6 is here to tell me that they can offer promotion, viewers, followers, views, chat box, chat bots even. Sorry, my mistake. And the price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. It's flexible. It's convenient. Go to Streamrise. Don't do that. It's a scam. You will lose your Twitch account. Don't do that. That's massive, dude. Oh. I'm a professional. What can I say? Alright. Goodbye, Carved Country 6. You were the best bot there ever was. You know that? There's no point banning bots. I mean, this is a fucking computer program, but anyway. Let's do it for the fun. When was this account made? I'm doing an investigation. Ah, it got deleted. He's lucky. He's fucking lucky. Anyway. What a time. But yeah, I'm planning on... I got a lot of plans for the channel. I'm not, like, creatively done. It's not for a lack of, like, wanting to upload or having things to upload. It's, you know... I just need to... If there's ever a point where I can just have all of these ideas made and they're there for people to watch, like, that's the most satisfying thing to me. Having the concept and, you know, making it an actual thing, seeing people enjoy it, that's the drive, you know, that's the goal. I long for the day. I've mentioned this so many times. It's like a mirage in a fucking... of an oasis in the desert, right? This is my oasis. This is my mirage. Shout out Mirage. But one day you're gonna look in the TGB playlist and there's gonna be 20-something episodes. All right, sing it with me now, and you can watch it from episode 1 until the end of the series, and that's when I'll know that we've accomplished something. we've done something. That's how I'll know. I just want you to focus on TGB. Yeah, I kind of want to as well. We spoke about this as well. I'm of two minds about just about everything. But I don't know, man. We'll see. You'll always have my support. I appreciate that, Kilgore. That's very sweet. You don't need to feel compelled to do that, though. As long as you're enjoying it, then that's good. As long as there's an even exchange going on here. If you're not finding entertainment in what I do anymore, then you know, nobody needs to feel. Don't go getting Stockholm syndrome. You know. But anyway, I think I'll call it there. We've started to ramble into insanity here. As soon as you hit that hour mark, there's something that happens. It's like a I don't know. It's like it's got a concussive power. It's a psychic virus or something. Been watching you since the start of Bruce and Robert. Yeah, that's flattering, dude. Thanks for sticking around as long as you have. I have quite a lot of people tell me that they jumped on around the Bruce and Robert season 1 era, and that's always very flattering. We praise you, man of eye. It's a cult now. We're in trouble. We're dead. All right, I think that's it. I'll hopefully be back at the usual time and place tomorrow for some Telltale Broodman, preferably. Should be good. Obviously, it's very enjoyable. I wouldn't be staying up so late a lot of the time. Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people enjoy these streams the way they do, which is also very flattering. I appreciate it. It's been really fun. I didn't think we'd be going 140 something days. We've had some close calls, but you know, it's been a relatively smooth ride with you know, jumping in once every day just for a little. When will the VOD be up? I think the VODs go up automatically. I think Eyezayar VODs like runs a bot or something. I'm not sure. And if that's against TOS, then no. Eyezayar VODs manually uploads the VODs when they have the time. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy the new emotes. I think they're among the greatest human creations we've ever seen. Did I miss one? I missed Basil. Basil's definitely up there as well. Eyezayar VODs is ahead of its time. It truly is. It's really what keeps the world spinning round and round, for sure. What really hooked me was the Lego Batman episode with dislike this video game character. That was the one. My better username. I think that was my opus, my magnum opus. All right. Take a bow, Jeff. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully Telltale Batman, if all goes well. We're done Dark Souls now. I'm going to sort of think about whether or not we're doing 2 back-to-back. The game was fucking incredible. So probably, because I'm kind of addicted to the formula right now. Ghost of Tsushima, dude, one day it'll happen. We'll do it. Probably not soon, but at some point. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thanks again, Burner, for the tier 3, dude. Thanks for the 5 months. Thank you, Dom, for the 100. Thanks, Mad Wit, for the 100. All right. Cheers, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.